talk about why bad things happen. Now, you may be wondering, how am I qualified to answer this question? Well, I've been through quite a bit in my life. If you don't know anything about me, my name's Melissa Heavener. I have cerebral palsy, which is a neurological disability. Although I'm very blessed, it does not affect my intellect, but it does affect my balance and my muscles. But I never let it or allowed it to make me feel disabled. I never did feel disabled. And I had a very challenging childhood because my mom suffered from two different types of mental illness, and there was addiction in my family. So, as you can imagine, that made for quite a roller coaster. I used school as my escape, understanding that if I went to school and got degrees and did well in school, that would be my ticket out of the vicious cycle that was kind of my family. And I did that successfully, became a mental health counselor, got 2 master's degrees. I have 3 different types of bachelor's degrees, so obviously I like school. But all of that education only helped me relate to people more and have, certain certifications that people look to get guidance from someone. Other than that, most of my knowledge and understanding, particularly of spiritual things, come from my personal experience of being psychic and a medium, something else that runs in my family. And I think part of the reason my mom suffered from mental illness is because she wasn't able to express her abilities properly because of religious beliefs and family beliefs and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of carrying on her legacy in that respect, and she and I have a much better relationship since she's passed and gone through some healing. But obviously, those challenges made me at a very young age wonder why bad things happen. And in the last 2.5, almost 3 years, I've been battling also a type of cancer. So that's definitely some challenges right there. But one thing I've come to understand through meditation and through my connection with God that all of us have if we seek it is that bad things don't happen because of God. I tend to understand that bad things happen because we have a build up of karmic energy that comes from not only this life but past lives. And I started to think, oh my goodness, I must have been a really rotten person in a past life because holy cow, I've had a lot of challenges in this life. But that was the wrong way of looking at it also. The thing is that the more challenges you have and the more mountains that you have to climb, the bigger your purpose is and the greater your story is if you choose to be victorious in that story and you choose to continue on, even if you're giving messages from your bed and you're feeling like or crap. The point is that you're continuing on a legacy of providing hope and a legacy of showing that you can survive and that, I always say 1 molecule of positive energy is all it takes to change everything. So the potential for things to get better is right there at all times, and it's just a matter of being able to tap into that energy. And through my most recent illness, I've been doing a lot of work on clearing karmic energy, working on the chakras. But the thing that I've learned that I think is of most value and answers the question that I'm addressing today, which is why bad things happen, is overcoming those bad things or dealing with those bad things adds to your purpose and why you're here in this life. If you take it as an opportunity to understand that God really only gives you things that He believes you're able to overcome. I mean, He doesn't cause bad things to happen, but He definitely sees what's going on and is right there with you and knows what you're capable of handling and what you're not. And of course, if you bring spirituality into your life, then you can definitely overcome much more. And I think if my mom had found a way to really connect with her gifts and be grateful for the things that she did have, then she would have had a different life path. And it's not easy. It takes lots of work. It takes lots of being real with yourself and really examining things, but understanding that each hurdle you go through can add to your purpose and can add to your story and allow you to help other people, because the real meaning of life is learning to help others and learning to accept others and learning to love others so that you can become that higher vibration that is closest to God and really evolve your spirit to overcome whatever physical challenges you're going through and be in touch with the spiritual part of yourself that's always there, but the more we seek that, the greater its light becomes, and the more we become that and kind of escape the challenges and the difficulties of the physical and just being human. Which doesn't mean that we don't have bad days, because we all do, and we have to really accept those feelings and really honor that we're having them, but realize that they are just a fraction of who we are, and that tomorrow we can choose to make it better, and we can choose to be closer to, everything that we dream. I never dreamed that I would be talking to people spiritually from my bed, and from, overcoming everything that I have in my past and then what's going on now. But I know that God has a bigger purpose, and I know that doing this from my bed in some ways can be more meaningful and touch more people than I ever could from a stage or from, having a beautiful outfit on and lots of makeup and a microphone and all of that, which is, of course, part of my dream, and I've been able to do that. But definitely keeping it real and just talking to you from my bed is just real and out of love, which is why this is my favorite beanie of all the ones that I have, because it amplifies just what I want to share with the world, and that is love and hope. And yesterday was quite an awful day. I spent most of it in the ER at the hospital, had a really high fever, couldn't get it to go down, and had to give in and go to the ER. But at the same time, I was able to really uplift the nurses that were there, make them laugh, give them some advice to get them to keep going, because some of them are being given a really hard time by some doctors and things. So I knew that God put me there for a purpose, and it's about realizing that whatever you're going through, there's a purpose to it. And the more that you embrace that purpose, the more that you elevate yourself from that situation and really connect to who you truly are. And I was able to, even in the midst of feeling like and crap, do a reading today where I connected a loved one or a client to 5 of their loved ones, and then also helped them find a diamond ring that had been lost. So you can still do what makes your heart happy. You can still serve God wherever you are, whatever you're going through. And if anything else, through my journey, I want to give you hope. And one of the things that brings me hope is music. So a lot of my YouTube videos have to do with music, and I share with you the music that's lifting me up through these most recent challenges. But I would encourage you to watch my YouTube channel and just feel inspired and feel all the love that I bring to you and want to give to you straight from my heart when I'm having really good days and when I'm having not so good days. And sometimes it'll be from my bed, and sometimes it'll be from my wheelchair, and sometimes it'll be from the couch, and sometimes it'll be while I'm out and about other places. But wherever I am, it's coming from my heart, and it is as real as it gets while having fun. And my goal is just to be a spiritual teacher and share my passions of makeup, share my passion of music, share my passion to make the world a better place. I think the more challenges or negative things we go through, the more we can share that love, because we realize how important that vibration is and what an amazing vibration it is, and that we can all tap into it, but we have to make the choice to do that no matter what we're going through. And one of the things that I've gotten out of my most recent challenge, being ill, and if you don't know the type of illness I'm going through, I have a YouTube video up about that, so you can definitely check it out. But one of the things that I've gained from it is knowing that a huge part of my purpose is to spread awareness for childhood cancer, because any type of cancer is awful, and obviously I'm not a child, but children in particular are the youngest to have to deal with this, and they need our strength and they need our voice. And it's the leading cause of death for kids under the age of 15 in the US, and it's receiving the least amount of funding. So that needs to change. And going through my journey, not once but twice, I have just become really passionate about that and want to be on the forefront of changing that. So that's how I've made something that's really negative into something positive. And I also do energy healing, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm a better healer since going through different illnesses, because I know what people are going through. I know what it looks like energetically, and then it gives me the ability to heal it. If you don't know me or much about me, definitely check out my website, which is Melissa, Melissa, Heavener, Hevenor.com. I also have a website where I sell makeup, because that's one of my passions, and it's called wheelchairbarbie.com. Definitely check it out, just because I think the address is really awesome, and I want to be a voice and a face for people with disabilities and in wheelchair in the makeup and beauty industry. That's part of my goals and part of my mission with my YouTube channels. And my YouTube channel is M, like my first name, and then my last name, Heavenor, Hevenor 94, which is the year I graduated high school. So I'm older than I look. And I just hope that I can share my pearls of wisdom with you and tell you that, like the title of this talk, whatever bad things you're going through, it's not because you're being punished by God. It's not because you haven't prayed enough. It's not because you've made mistakes, because I know from the work that I do and the spiritual work that God is loving and accepting and loves us no matter what, which doesn't mean that you don't strive to be the best person you can be, because that's important to connect to that high vibration, but just to understand that God loves us like an unconditional father or mother, and I believe that God has both male and female energy, because it's an all power that embodies everything that is the human experience, but on a higher vibration. In terms of understanding religion, I come from a Christian background, but I consider myself to be a Kabbalist. My grandfather was Jewish, so I grew up respecting a lot of Jewish traditions, so I feel very connected to it. But my greatest passion is Kabbalah. I also have studied Buddhism with monks for several months, so I've had an array of spiritual exposure, religious exposure, and I think it's only added to my ability to relate to people and understand the amazing power that is God, and understand that the reason bad things happen is to bring us closer to that power, and to find, even on a bigger scale, our purpose. Even if you know what your purpose is in this life, each negative thing, each bad thing that you go through is a chance to reevaluate that purpose and to add to that purpose through what you've learned from those experiences. So they are our lessons. And some lessons are harder than others. And some people have bigger lessons than others. Not because they're a bad person, not because there's negative karma that they're paying for, I guess you'd say, in this life, but because they have a piece of their purpose on this life or through this journey that they haven't fully grasped yet, and that challenge will make that purpose even bigger. Which doesn't mean don't try to spread good karma, because it'll only help you in the next lifetime, because it does add up somewhere. But for the most part, just remember that whatever negative things you're going through, it's to help you see a bigger part of your purpose. And you can overcome it. If anyone can be a testimony for connecting to spirituality, connecting to God, and overcoming things, it's me, because I'm still here. And last September, I was told, maybe even 2 Septembers ago, I'm not sure, I was told that that I was at the last stages and I only had a few months, and I'm still here, and I'm doing better than I was then. Not great, but better than then. And it's a matter of your will, it's a matter of your purpose, and just having as much faith as you can. Carry on, never give up. I love you guys, and until the next Periscope or the next YouTube video, whatever it is, love, light, and blessings. And I hope to see more followers, and I hope to share more pearls of wisdom. If you have questions you'd like me to address, find me on Facebook, let me know, message me on YouTube, whatever you like, and I'll do the best that I can. Until next time, love, light, and blessings. Bye!